Alright, welcome to your next tutorials on Slab HTML CSS. So last time we discussed headings, and this time we're going to go into something different. We're going to look at tables in HTML. So go to your notepad, open a blank canvas, and please save it as tables.html. Save that, and I have my skeleton ready here. So we're going to get right into it. Now, a table in HTML is the same way you tabulate to do differences between this and that, similarities between this and that. It has a little more things added to it, but it is really easy once you want to look at it from a different perspective. Okay, so we're just going to jump right into the table, into the body. So quickly, we have table. All right, most of you would have guessed that that's how the tag begins, and close table. Alright, so if I'm supposed to just try and see, like I have told you, it's always good to try. Alright, for the fact that you don't know doesn't mean you cannot learn, and even if you learn, you can try new things which you might not even find in this tutorial. Alright, so let's basically say you just type in anything rubbish. Save, go to your folder and open it up. I'm just going to come here and see it another way I saved it. Good. You see, this actually is being produced. Okay, that jargon, because it's in the table tag and it means something. But the table tag has two things attached to it: the table data and the table row. Now, from your knowledge of matrices, if you actually a math student and you understood matrices, you're going to know that the horizontal rows are called rows. Okay, the horizontal lines, or from left to right, those are rows, and from top to bottom, those are called columns. Okay, so that's the same knowledge we're going to apply here. So a table row are the rows, table data is everything in a row. So what we do, we go open the tr tag, that means table row, open it up, and then down here we're going to close it up. Alright, so we have that. So in a table row you can have as many data as possible. Alright, so to input data you just have to do the td tag. Okay, that's table data. We're going to, let's just say data 1. Alright, close the table data, and let's do it again, td, and this time it's going to be data 2. Alright, save it up, refresh, and then you're going to see that, okay, you have data 1, data 2. You do see how it appears. Now, if you want to actually test whether it is a table format, copy this, alright, paste that, and let's just do from 1 and 2 to 3 and 4, save it. You see, if it wasn't in the tabular format, it's just going to continue data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4 in a straight line, but it's actually tabulated. Alright, now the styling of this and so on, because you probably want to see rows, you want to see lines. Yes, all of that is possible. Now the way we do that is we're actually going to attribute a border to the table. Okay, we're actually going to attribute a border to the table. So we come here in the table tag, the opening table tag, and we'll be like border equals to, let's just say, size of 1. Save it, go back to our, yeah, that. Alright, so I don't know what happened to our table data 3. I think we lost it. Okay, I'm just going to put that back in here. I'm sorry, don't know what happened. Okay. Wow. Voila. So there it is. You have a border, but now it doesn't look nice. It's not styled, and it doesn't have any presentation. So if you stick around, we're going to go into CSS. Alright, but this is basically how you bring about the table. So I'm going to take you over it again. First things first, you have a table tag. You cannot start building a table when you don't know the way you want the table to be like. Alright, you need to have a design. So the design is like, okay, let's start with something, the table tag. You open and you close. In between the table tag, you know that the table has data in it. Alright, Now data is stored in the table. Where in the table? On rows. That is how HTML fills up its table. If you see data 1, data 2, it's filled on a row. Data 3 and 4 is filled on a row. So HTML allows you to construct a table row by row, not column by column. So you initialize a row and you put in all the data in that row first, right? If you have to go to the next column without finishing that row, you cannot do that, okay? It cannot happen that way. So you need to always do the first row, then the second row, then the third row, alright? Good. So that's basically it. It's really easy to understand. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is HTML lists. When I say list, I mean, if you look down, I mean LISTS. Alright, a list in HTML, like a market list. Alright, so we're going to save this and we're going to open up a new page. We're going to save it as lists.html. So I'm just going to, alright, we're going to save that as list.html. Let me get my skeleton, open up this. Open that up, take it and open up list.html. I'm just doing this because I want my canvas, paste that, that's what I had to do. Okay, remove all of this from the table and I'm going to save that. Okay, so it becomes a blank page, so I'm going to just view it in my browser. List.html obviously has to appear blank. Alright, so we're on track. Now, what is a list? Like a market list, a bucket list, a to-do list. Alright, lists are in two formats. It can either be an organized list or an unorganized list. So how do we get about all of that? So I suggest we start with an organized list. Alright, so how does that? An organized list is practically one which looks neat. It's numbered. It'll be like, okay, item 1, item 2, item 3. So we go straight into its tag. It's just an OL, organized list. Okay, and close up the tag. It's that simple. And to actually input data right now, we're going to do what we call list item. Okay, it's another tag. To put in items of a list in an organized or unorganized list, you need to have the tag list item, which is LI. Close it up. Okay, it's kind of like the table tag, list item. So I'll be like item 1. Let's get a couple of them. Space, 2, 3, 4, 5. Save it up. Go to your browser, reload the page, and you see it is numbered. Okay, you have item 1, 2, item 2, 3, item 3, up to 5. Alright, so if I were to just copy all these up, give a little indentation, and instead of OL, I decide to use UL. UL as an unorganized list. Save it, reload. You're going to see that an organized list actually gives some really intense presentation. It gives you that gap between the margin of the page and the beginning. So it indents, alright, and it starts numbering 1 to 5 or 1 to n. Okay, so you can actually say go to number this and you actually be able to read the number. Meanwhile, an unorganized list is like, alright, it's a list, but I don't care how it's been written. Start from the margin and don't even give me any numbering, don't give me any lettering, anything, just give me dots. I will say go to dot this. So if I ask you to go to dot 10, you have to actually count from 1 to 10. If there are 100 items and you have to go to 68, you have to count from 1 to 68, and you may really lose track. Alright, so this is the difference between these two types of lists. It's really easy. So all you need to do is you choose, do you want an organized list or an unorganized list? Alright, I want an unorganized list, so I know my tag UL. I'm just going to open the UL tag and close the UL tag, and in between these tags I want to put in items, and to put in an item you put it in between a tag called LI, list item. It's the same thing for an organized list. So with that being said, I am going to sign out, and I hope you have understood and learned something really valuable. See you in the next tutorials. Slap out.